I'm
We're
what?
live. I said we're live, but I was
Okay.
saying you're lagging a little bit. Like you're not at the Radisson Blue. You know, the best internet in Freetown's at the Radisson Blue.
No, I'm not. I'm at
Okay,
home.
okay, you're fine now. You know what? You're fine now. You're fine now. Okay, you're good. You're good now. It was lagging at first, but you're good now. Now I can't hear you. Speak up. I can't hear you.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. Well, we're live, everyone. We are
I was just
live.
waiting for you.
Oh, okay, okay. I was saying speak up because you're good. You're not lagging anymore. But everyone, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com, search for Huru.com, all that good stuff. Also, too, the new website is almost done. I know I've been saying this for a month now. Okay, it's just I hired somebody and we're just behind, or I don't know. I don't have any other excuses, but the new tour website is almost done. But if you're interested in joining us in Sierra Leone, where you can meet Miss Lizzy, who I'm going to introduce, because you're going to be in Sierra Leone in April, right? You're going to be there. Or you're going back to the UK.
I'm gonna be here.
Okay, so
Can you
Miss
hear
Lizzy,
me?
I hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Uh, Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so she's going to be in the UK. I mean, I'm sorry, in Sierra Leone.
No.
In Sierra Leone,
Yeah.
she's going to be in Sierra Leone in April. So you guys can come meet Miss Lizzy when we
Yes.
when we go to Sierra Leone in April. So so if you're interested in rolling, guys, hit me up, email me at the new email address, hello@donfo.africa. If you're interested in going to Sierra Leone with us, or if you're interested in going to Nigeria with us in August, send me email hello@donfo.africa and we'll give you all the details. Like I said, the site is almost done. In fact, you know what? Let's guys, this is what we're gonna do. All right, real quick. No, we'll do it. We'll do it another show because we got a special guest all the way from Sierra Leone on with this. So I was gonna say we could preview the site, but we'll hold off. We'll hold off. Without further ado, we have my friend, my dear friend, Lizzy, on with us today,
I
and
can
we're gonna.
hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, it's very low. The volume is very low.
Ah, okay. Guys, press one if you can hear me in the chat room. Press one if you can hear
Yeah, I
me in the
can hear
chat
you
room.
now.
You hear me now? Okay. So
Yeah.
we have my dear friend, my very good friend. You know, we like to eat gelato together. What's our favorite gelato's place, Lizzy? Our gelato place?
Can hear you.
Guys, press one if you can hear me in the chat room. Okay, they can hear me in the chat room, but you can't hear me, Lizzy. I don't know why, but you can't hear. Everybody else can hear me, but you can't hear me.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hold my
Hi,
shirt like this.
everyone. Can they hear
Okay,
me?
I hear you fine. You sound
Okay.
fine.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you just fine. You can't hear me. I was saying, what's our favorite gelato place in Freetown? That place we go to, right by the beach, right by Lumley or Aberdeen. Is that Aberdeen or Lumley? The gelato place.
It's what? Huh.
You have earphones.
Yes. Should I get them?
Yeah, go get them. Go get them. Go get them.
Okay. That's
Yeah, go
okay.
get the earphones. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. Hold on.
Okay.
It's not called the gelato place, Audrey. It's not called the gelato place. Okay, that's not the name of it. All right.
Can
That
you
is
hear
not the
me?
name of it. I hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Oh,
I
yes.
hear you, but can you hear me?
Fine. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, yes.
I was asking what was the name? What's the name of our gelato place?
Gigi Bonta.
Yeah. So you guys could enjoy gelato with us in April too. We'll go get some gelato, and Lizzie will come. Will come with us.
Yeah, it's the best in
It's the
Freetown.
best. It's the best. What
Maybe, Dinus, maybe.
do you mean maybe?
What are you promising them for? Maybe. I
What do
might
you
not be
mean?
in a good mood.
You might not be in a good mood. So we're gonna be there for over a week. So you saying all
Yeah.
those days you're not gonna be in a good mood?
Well, maybe.
Okay, you're coming. You have no choice. All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, we have Lizzie on with us. Lizzie, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people who are
Hey,
watching.
guys. Okay. I'm Lizzy Lozo, a blogger and a vlogger.
Okay, what else? I mean, come on. More. Give
No,
us
that's
more.
it. If they want to know more, if they want to know more, they can go on my Instagram or YouTube or my website.
Okay. What's your website,
They can
Lizzie?
learn more about me.
What's your website, Lizzie?
www.lizzylozo.com.
So guys, go to
So
www.lizzie.
basically, my name.com.
There you go. .com. Guys, make sure you go check her out. So Lizzie, you're Sierra Leonean.
Yes, I am.
You have moved to the UK, to the cold, rainy, freezing UK,
Yes,
and now you move back to Freetown,
that's right.
my beloved Freetown, our beloved Freetown.
Amazing.
Amazing.
The most
Why?
beautiful place in the world.
Yes. Keep going. Yes. Tell these people. Tell them, Lizzie.
Guys, if you haven't been to Sierra Leone, I'm just inviting you to come and experience Sierra Leone for yourself. The people are so amazing, friendly, warm. I mean, it's the best place you can be in the world right now. So just come down with Diners
In April, come roll with us. But
in April.
so
Yeah,
so you were born in Sierra Leone, correct or no?
yeah, that's right.
When did you move to the UK?
When I was about 13, 14, I can't remember now.
Okay. And well, how was it in the UK, like growing up around 13 or 14? How was it? Like, like, tell us, share with us your experience.
I mean, it was really good. I had family members there. I had my cousins, I had my brothers, I had my aunties, uncles. So it was like going back home. What happened? Yeah, so I really liked it in the UK, but I always knew at the back of my mind that I'm going to come back home at some point in my life. Yeah. I just don't like the cold weather.
I can't stand it. I don't see how you guys deal with it because I'm
No.
freezing. Well, the weather's nice today in Atlanta, but we had some cold days. I can't do it. But I only can imagine how cold it is in the UK. Lizzie, you froze up on us.
Ridiculous.
Ah, we lost her.
Okay. Sorry.
There you go. We had lost you. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We had lost you. You were talking about the cold weather, and that's where we lost you.
Dinah, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
What's happening?
Everybody else can hear me in the chat room.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
No, I can't.
I hear you just
Oh,
fine. It's you. It's you, Lizzy. It's you. Everybody else can hear me in the chat room.
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you just fine. I hear
I
you just good.
can't.
Do this, Lizzy. Log out and come back in. Leave and come back in. Leave, go, come back. Okay, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. Listen, we are gonna get it together, all right? I apologize about the technical difficulties, guys. I apologize about. Okay, Asante Laws, why are you here? Like, I don't get it. Like, why are you here? If that's how you feel about Africa, why are you here? That's what I don't understand. Like, why are you here? See, like, I don't. You know what's funny? What's interesting? Like us Pan Africans or Africa First, we don't go trolling on we the Moors, we the Hebrews, we the Olmecs, FBA, ADOS. We don't go trolling on their pages, but they love to come trolling over here. That's what I don't understand. Like we don't go over there and troll. Like I'm the Black Cherokee. I'm Black Native American. We don't go over there and troll, but they come over here and troll, which is interesting. Okay, we're gonna try this again. All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear
Can't hear
me?
me? I hear you, but you can't hear me.
Leave and come back.
You already did. No, no, no. Are you? Oh, no, 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 no. Are your headphones working? Your headphones. You're muted. Unmute yourself. You unmute yourself.
Hi,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. But can you hear
Okay.
me? Can you hear me?
No, I cannot hear you now.
You have
Yeah,
Bluetooth, your earphones?
yeah. They're not working. Oh God. Let me stop it out 1 minute, okay?
Okay, okay, okay. We're
One
gonna
minute.
figure it
Let
out,
me
y'all.
sort it out.
Okay, okay.
Come back.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Yeah, like I said, they come over here and troll, but we don't go over there and troll, which is very interesting. But it is what it is. Yeah, guys, it's not on my end. You guys can hear me just fine.
Come.
Okay, can
Hi,
you hear me?
Diners.
Hey, Lizzy, can you hear me?
No way. No way.
You still can't hear me. Can you hear me?
No.
You
Let me
can't
log
hear
off
me.
and come back. Let me leave and come
Okay,
back. Yeah.
okay, guys, we gonna get it together. We gonna get it together. Okay. Thank you for being patient, though. Thank you for being patient, everyone. But we gonna figure it out. Okay, here she comes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yes. Can
You
you
can
hear
hear
me?
me. I hear
Yes,
you
I
just
can.
fine. Are
Yeah,
you sure?
perfect. Okay.
You can hear me.
Yes, sure.
Okay,
Okay.
guys, thank you for being patient, everyone. We back together. All
So
right, so we
sorry
left
about
off.
that, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We got it together. So we left off. You're talking about how cold it is in the UK. Would you recommend anybody moving to the UK from Africa?
Would I recommend anybody moving to the UK? Yes, I mean it's a really great place to be. Like lots of opportunities, and especially London is very multi cultural. Like they have people from various parts of the world, and they're very accommodating actually. So I really liked living in London. It's not like I didn't like it, but Sierra Leone is home, and I've always wanted to come back home. So that's the reason. But I absolutely love London.
I gotta still get to London. I've never been. I just been to Heathrow. I
Pardon?
never.
Can you hear me?
I hear you fine. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah.
No, I was saying I've only been to Heathrow. I never actually went to the
Oh,
city of
you've
London.
never been? You should visit.
I'm gonna come visit. When you going
Yeah,
back to visit? When
yeah.
you going back to visit, Lizzie?
Uh-huh.
I said when you going back to visit?
When am I going back? Maybe in the summer?
During rainy season, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, Diners, don't do this.
Don't do what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah,
Hell,
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't
Like,
stay
I
in
mean,
Sierra.
I haven't been in Sierra Leone during the raining season for such a long time. I might want to try it out this year, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Are you going
Try
to
for.
be here? Huh?
I'm coming in April. Then I
April.
might stay some in May, and
Okay.
then yeah, I'm not gonna
Would you come back in June, July?
to Sierra Leone
Yeah.
during rainy season. No,
Why not?
because it's rainy season. Why I'm gonna
Huh?
come? Why would I come during rainy season?
But it's nice. You need to experience Sierra Leone in the raining season,
No,
especially if you want to live here in the future.
I need
Do
to.
you want to
Okay,
live here? Huh?
I do. Explain to everybody how rainy season is during.
Raining season, how do I explain it?
Explain it.
Like it rains a lot. That's a bit weird. How do I explain raining season?
No, but see, we get rain out here, but I just think, okay, is there a lot of flooding?
Yeah, but to be honest, I haven't been here during raining season for such a long time. So I don't want to speak on that because I've not experienced anything firsthand.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like speaking on topics I don't know anything about, if you know what I mean.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's smart. That's smart. So the topic. Let's get back to the topic. Okay. Should more women move from the UK back to Africa?
I will say yes and no. Yes, because with the experience you've gained, you will establish you can be able to do so much things in Sierra Leone with what you've learned from the UK. And no, if you don't have the right mindset, don't come back.
What's the right mindset?
The right mindset is coming back and coming as if you're one of the people.
Okay.
Like some people come back and they're like, oh my God, it's not like this in the UK. We don't do this in the UK. When you come back, you have to come back with the right mindset and feel like you are part of the people.
Okay.
Like just live like the locals, just like what we do. We get on the keke, we go out to the local restaurants, we eat. You know what I mean?
All right.
So if you're not able to do that, don't come back. Like you're gonna have power cuts, like water shortage of water, and sometimes you have to use buckets to have showers instead
That's
of
fine.
using the shower. So these are some of the things that you might have to adapt to. So if you're not able to adapt to new changes, then come back.
Lizzie, what was the restaurant? In fact, Lizzie put me on this restaurant, the one with the real nice jetty. I ate there a couple times when I was there.
Which one?
The one like not too far from the Radisson Blue. Me and you walk to it. Has the you walk into it. It's owned by the
What the
South.
Senegalese ones?
No. The one that's owned by the South Africans.
Papaya.
No, by the South Africans.
South African.
It has the
Oh,
long the
Toma,
jet.
Toma. Toma,
Toma.
Toma, Toma. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. So we gotta grab some dinner there when I come back.
What did you say?
We gotta grab some dinner there when I come back.
Okay, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
definitely.
I like the scenery
I
there.
like
It's
the
real.
vibe.
Yeah, it's real nice. We need
Yeah, it's
more of
very
that in Sierra
natural. It's
Leone.
very Africanish, and
Mhm.
yeah.
We need more of that in Sierra Leone. Okay. And guys, Lizzy put me on the only Senegalese restaurant in Freetown.
The volume is bugging.
I think it's, I said you put me on the only Senegalese restaurant in
Senegalese
Freetown.
restaurant. Yeah.
You put me on. Okay.
The food is amazing.
Mhm. So Lizzy, how as a woman in the UK, how is it different from there and Sierra Leone?
So in terms of I feel like in the UK, women are more protected compared to Sierra Leone. Like, so in the UK, I've got more voice. Like, I'm able to voice out more of my opinion without being judged or without being called a female.
Okay.
So, whereas in Sierra Leone, it's basically a man's world.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's good.
So, yeah.
So when you say voice your opinion, like what? Like what were you voicing in UK that you can't in Sierra Leone?
So for example, like I can talk freely about politics in the UK. So whereas in Sierra Leone, if you want to call out a politician, for example, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, don't say that! Oh, don't be public about it! Oh, just be quiet! No, you can't say this in public. You can't." But whereas in the UK, I can say it in public.
Hmm. Hey Lizzy,
So I'm here in Sierra Leone now. I'm trying to encourage more people, more females to be able to speak up their opinions. Because for Sierra
well,
Leone to become the greater place, a better place that we're all hoping for, we need more females more female in positions, like in parliament.
well, the mayor of Freetown,
Yeah, that's the
she's a woman.
mayor. The mayor of Freetown. She's really good. Yeah, but
Mhm.
we need more. Like we
Well,
need more female parliamentarians. We need more female ministers.
so when are you running for when are you going to run for parliament, Lizzy?
Never.
Why not?
I don't feel like Sierra Leone is ready for me yet. So
Well, you gotta make
I'm just
them.
here. I'm learning. I'm learning about the culture, learning about the people. You know.
Mhm. Guys, I'm gonna put the link in the chat room. Click on that link. Click on that link, and you are more than welcome to call in. Now, guys, link is in the chat room. If you want to add to the conversation, click on that link. Lizzy, where are you at right now? Where are you filming from?
I'm in my bedroom.
You said what? You said what?
I'm in my bedroom. A call
Okay.
just came in.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, if you want to call in and ask Lizzy a
What
question,
happened to the volume?
it's your phone. It is your phone.
I cannot hear you.
It's your phone.
I cannot hear you.
Okay,
No.
well, we're good over here. Is you? We're good over
Are you
here.
on mute? Okay.
No,
Come
no,
on.
no.
Can you
Hello.
hear me now?
I hear you fine. I hear you just fine.
I can't.
Lizzy, that's your phone.
No way. This is so frustrating.
Okay, Lizzy, you have a laptop?
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back.
No. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Guys, sorry about the technical difficulties. But listen, link is in the chat room. If you like to call in, again, if you would like to call in, click on the link. Again, click on the link, and you will be able to call in and ask a question. That is, if we get this sound together. I don't know what's going on with the. Oh, here we go.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing when a call comes in, it throws the sound off. That's what I'm thinking.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. Yes,
Okay, what did you say?
I said I'm guessing when a call comes in, it throws the sound off.
You what?
When a call comes in, it throws the sound off. I'm guessing that's the issue.
Okay, okay.
I'm asking. Okay, all right. I was asking.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm in my bedroom. In my
Okay.
bedroom. Yeah. In Freetown,
Okay.
Sierra Leone, in my bedroom. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody, thank you for the super chat. Dinah's take a DNA test. You admitted to Blackfoot. No, I said my foot is black, therefore I am Blackfoot. That's what I said. my, my foot. Uh, Lizzie, let me ask you this: in the UK, can you hear me, Lizzie?
Yeah, I can, yes.
Okay, in the UK, were there black people claiming to be indigenous and native to the UK, like they were there before white people? Like, were there any of those people walking around the UK?
If what? Is there a lot of black people?
No, were there a lot of black people in the UK claiming to be native indigenous to the UK?
No.
No.
I think that only happens in America. Oh gosh, Americans are like they always come up with these different, you know, issues, topics. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
like we know where we're from. Most of the black people in the UK, we're Africans, and we know that. We're not trying to belong anywhere that we don't belong.
Whoa, repeat that again. You're not
Uh
trying to say
huh.
that part again. You're not trying to what?
So
Repeat that again.
a lot of black people I know in the UK know where they're from.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, when I went to university, I met a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Ghanaians, and we all knew where we're from. We're not trying to belong anywhere that doesn't want us, if you know what I mean. Like, we know we're from Africa, and when we come to Africa, that's home.
Hmm.
So, that's the mindset I grew up with. I
Uh-huh.
wasn't trying to belong anywhere.
So how do you feel about like black Americans who are trying to belong to America and are saying they're native and indigenous to America? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, they kind of contradict themselves because, like in America, they want to be Americans, and then when they come to Africa, they want to be Africans. It's like only you. How many places? How many places can you belong to? Like choose one. Do you want to be Black American? Do you want to be Black African? So which one? You know?
No, but we have black Americans that are claiming to be native to America, like they're indigenous,
Yeah.
like
So
Indians.
that
They're
means
saying
you're
they're Indian.
Americans. If you're Americans, be American. Why do you want to come to Africa and then disturb us? Like, okay, Africans don't accept Americans. Like, it's just because you guys are always saying two different things. Like when I'm in Sierra Leone, I'm African, I'm Sierra Leone, Sierra Leonean. So that's who I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not telling them, oh, I'm British, I'm from the UK. Like, I'm one of them.
Right. No, no. What I'm saying is you have black people who think they're not African, that they were native to America, like indigenous to America, like they're Cherokees. You have black people saying that they were the original Indian tribes, like the Cherokee, and that when Christopher Columbus came to America, that he saw black people, not the black people, the original Cherokees and Indians. Like that's what I mean. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on that?
Huh?
What are your thoughts on that?
I
You
think they're I think they're goofy.
exactly. That's exactly my thought. I mean, I don't want to say much, but it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me now.
Yeah, yeah, but that's
Yeah,
why I was asking if there were black people, because this only goes on in America. So I was
yeah,
seeing
only
there.
in America.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there are black people in the UK saying that they were the original native.
No, I think we all know our position.
Hmm. There,
That's
there you
why
go.
UK is a peaceful place.
Hmm. Guys, link is in the chat room if you want to call in. Click on the link. If you want to call in, click on the link. Why would you encourage more women, African women, black women from the UK to move to Africa? Like, why would you encourage them to move back to Africa?
Okay, so basically, for example, like what I've learned in the UK, for example, so many people in Sierra Leone can benefit from that. Um, so like I get a lot of young females that say, oh, we look up to you, you're so inspiring, you're so outspoken. So because a lot of females here are not very outspoken. It's like they keep a lot of things to themselves, but when they see people like me, a Sierra Leonean female, very outspoken, um, they feel inspired and then want to do the same. So imagine more of us coming back home to Sierra Leone, encouraging the young girls, starting up businesses. Sierra Leone will be a much more better place than it is now.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. We got a
So
caller.
basically, they can learn from us. They don't have to go anywhere else.
We have a caller. Gas them up. Go ahead.
I have one question. Now, from my history and the information I've researched, Sierra Leone, they had a civil war, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so a lot of the Africans, alleged Africans who were here in America were taken back to Sierra Leone, right?
During the war, no.
No, before, when the country was allegedly started, right?
When?
No,
When are you
he's
talking?
no,
Are you
he's talking
talking
about
about when the war started?
yeah, the black loyalists.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to find out, because I'm doing the history and the research, is it possible that us FBA ADOS, when we got over there, the reason why we couldn't get along with the natives is because they realized we wasn't the same people. And we were actually indigenous to America, and that's why we had the war.
Where?
No.
Where did they
Gas
have the war in America?
See, y'all laughing at us, but you don't study the history. You got to check out the Dutch. You don't check out the history.
No, gas the pump. Let me tell you what happened. So, black people came over here. In fact, I'll give you a prime example. Thomas Peters. Okay, Thomas Peters, who was one of the founding fathers of Sierra Leone, was a Nigerian. He was a Yoruba. Okay, he came to America via the slave trade. He then decided to go back to Sierra Leone. All right, then you had what were called the Black Loyalists. These were slaves who decided to fight on the side of the British during the American Revolutionary War. So when the British lost, they went to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia was too cold, so they demanded that they go back to Africa. So
that's because the deed was out. It belonged to us. The Constitution, the land belonged to us.
Which one of the lands?
That's why the British, see, look, y'all don't understand what the British did. That's why when we got over to what y'all calling Africa, that's not even Africa. When we got over there, they had to fight us. That's why the Civil War happened.
No, that's
the Civil War didn't happen.
That's not why the Civil War happened.
The Civil War didn't happen.
People were fighting for diamonds.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. The natives knew that we was not with them. They're not the same as us. When we got there, they realized right away we not the same as them.
You know what? I think you need to go back and do more research.
Have you ever heard of an ocean gyre? Do you know about the ocean currents? It's impossible. Dinus, you can't laugh at this because you know it's true. You admitted that you Blackfoot. It's impossible for those boats.
I said I'm Blackfoot because my feet are black. That's why I'm Blackfoot, because my feet are black.
At the end of the day, it's impossible when you look at the ocean gyres for any of that stuff so-called. Where the slave ships today?
They actually found one. They're in they found one in Mobile, Alabama.
Y'all found one allegedly.
Yeah, but gas they pump. Listen, where are the old 8-tracks at?
Man, you talking about 8-tracks? You talking about the boats, man? It's not the same thing.
But okay, what is the purpose of preserving all these slave ships, gas they pump?
Because you got to understand what they did is to
What do
rob
they
us
do?
of our land,
What land gas they pump?
America.
Okay,
We
so gas
are
they
the
pump. Oh,
Hebrew Moorish Choctaws.
get up, quit trolling. Get up out of here, man. He's trolling. He's trolling. He's trolling.
What?
Ignore him. But no, but there's people that believe like this, but he's trolling.
Wow. But you know,
No, but
Dinus, this is why, because like you've asked me a couple of questions, but I said I can't speak on it because I don't know much on the topic. I just feel like people, adults, because I believe he's a grown man, he should do his research. Like he's talking about the war in Sierra Leone, and he's so clueless about the war in Sierra Leone. Even though they've made a movie about it, Blood Diamond. So it's like, and there's so much information about that.
Mhm.
Where is he coming from?
I think he was just trolling. But there are a lot of people who actually believe that stuff.
No, I
Well,
know, because I've seen as well.
guys,
It's
we'll take a couple more.
unbelievable. The mindset.
Yeah, it's okay. Guys, we'll
Yeah.
take we'll take a couple more callers. Links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, guys, please click on the link. If you'd like to call in, please click on the link. Like Ruby says, mental illness is a serious problem here in America. Very.
Dynast, you know what?
Go ahead.
Dynast, you know what? You know what's
Go
the
ahead.
problem with majority of Black Americans is the exposure.
Lack of
You
exposure.
know, for example, you've moved on because you've managed to travel more to different parts of the world and you've learned about different people and their culture.
Right.
So if you compare your civilization to somebody that have never traveled, that have never interacted with people outside their mindset is normally very narrow and the way they think.
Right.
Yeah, so I would just encourage people to travel or read more because ignorance is bliss, you know? You can't be ignorant in 2022.
You made a great point. It's a lack of exposure. Because I mean, you have to understand, in America, like the average Black American doesn't have a passport.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't have a passport. And I'm sure in the UK, Black people got passports.
Pardon?
I'm sure in the UK, Black people have
Oh,
passports.
yes, 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 sure, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the problem. It's just a lack of exposure. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Guys, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in and add to the conversation, link is in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. No, actually, it's not some. It's the vast majority of Black Americans don't have a passport. The vast majority, like, don't have passports. So it's not some. It's more than 80% don't have passports. Probably more than 90%. I would say probably 5 to 10% of Black people in America have passports. I would say at least 10% have passports in America. So
Dinus, do you remember the frame behind me?
the who? The frame?
Yeah, behind me.
Where'd you get
You
that
remember
from?
when we went to town, when we went to the bank?
UBA?
Not you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we went to this pharmacy. I left you in the car with the driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah. And
and
then
the
I
guy,
got
and he went to
visited.
buy something. And the guy gave that to you. The
Yeah,
pharmacy he gave that to you. Yeah, guys, see that beautiful photo of
I know.
Freetown?
Can you see?
So beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So guys, you gotta come and visit Sierra Leone again. Come and visit Sierra Leone. Oh, Lizzy, is the Hilton Hotel? Is it almost done yet? The new
Pardon?
Hilton, the new Hilton Hotel,
Do I live close to the hotel?
Hilton Hotel.
Uh-huh.
Is it almost done yet?
No, I don't know. I haven't been.
Okay, it's right around the corner from the Radisson. It's by Lagunda.
Yeah, it's by what is it called? Scarlet.
Yeah, yeah, right by Scarlet. Yeah,
Scarlet, by Scarlet, yeah. Have you
yeah,
been to
yeah.
Scarlet?
I thought me and you went.
Lagunda.
We went to Scarlet too, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, went to Scarlet, yeah. But it wasn't open. So Scarlet is the
Right.
club.
Yeah, but we went
Yeah.
bowling.
We don't go clubbing, do we?
No, I don't. I don't. You know, I
You
go
go
to. I fall
clubbing,
asleep.
Nina.
You know, I fall asleep like 11 o'clock. I be asleep like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I be asleep like 11.
Have you taken
Uh,
your people?
my people.
Your people you bring to Sierra Leone, your guests?
To where? Clubbing?
Clubbing. Have you taken them?
No. Well, I haven't personally taken them, but they go clubbing.
The
You know,
what?
I haven't personally took them clubbing, but at nighttime, if they want to go clubbing, they're more than welcome to go clubbing. They go clubbing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Here's a good question. All Black women should move to Africa and learn their culture, leaving the Western baggage behind.
100% yes.
Okay, go into detail on that.
So I, for example, when I was in the UK for such a long time, I kind of lost base with my culture.
Mhm.
So, for example, in the UK, like when I'm speaking to elders, I can speak to them how I want to, but whereas in Sierra Leone, it's about respect. When you're speaking to an elder, you have to speak to them with respect, with care, and also, as a woman, you have to be domesticated. So
Mhm.
if you're dating in a relationship, um, your boyfriend or your husband is going to expect you to cook for them, look after the home, because that's their mindset. That's how they think. Whereas
Can
in
you?
the UK, pardon,
I was gonna say, can you cook, Lizzie? Can you cook?
can I cook? Yeah, but I don't really like cooking.
Ah, why not?
Because I don't really get to cook a lot, especially when I'm in Sierra Leone. The thing is that if I have to cook, I will cook. You know what I mean? If I'm hungry and there's no food.
Okay.
But
Are
there
you
are
you?
people to cook, so I don't have to, huh?
Oh, that's right. Oh, tell people about the lifestyle. Hold on. Moses from the Volta. We got a caller. We got a caller. Let him come in first. Hold on 1 second. All right, here we go. Moses from the Volta. Go ahead. Moses,
Yes, good evening to you all from. Yeah, can you hear
go
me?
ahead. I hear you. Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, good evening to you all from Ghana. Yes, it's a great idea for the women to come back to the motherland for a lot of things. Like there are a lot of things going on here. Like me myself, I'm into farming. You understand? I'm into farming, and we need more investors too in our area. I'm into cassava farming, so we need a lot of support. We need a lot of help from the women and whoever. So seriously, we need women in the motherland. You understand?
Lizzie, you there? Lizzie? Oh, Lizzie got your baby, Lizzie? Okay. Guys, Lizzie had to take a break, step away. Guys, links in the chat room. Please click on the link, and you're more than welcome to call in. Lizzie?
Hi.
Okay, yeah, just okay. So Moses, did you hear Moses' statement? Did you hear him?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Moses, go ahead and repeat that.
Okay, like I'm saying, like we need a lot of women in our motherland to support the economy, to support the country for us. As I said earlier on, I'm speaking from Ghana. Me myself, I'm into farming. I'm into cassava farming here and pig rearing, and so we need a lot of support from the women from the diaspora to come and support us. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, in what ways?
Like investing into the system for the economy to grow
It's what?
Moses, we I lost you, Moses. Moses, I think we lost him. Let me.
Yeah, yeah. So, Moses. So basically, my main Malia. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Uh, Malik, you got to turn off the playback.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No, don't
shoot.
mute yourself. You got to turn off the playback.
Oh, okay.
Malik. Okay, I don't know what happened. All right, finish your statement, Lizzy. I'm sorry. Okay, you froze up on us. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties, guys. Links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, click on the link. We're having some technical difficulties. All right, Lizzy, she's coming back.
What happened?
Yeah, froze, but you were saying something about the farmland, and then you got froze up.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
No, no, no.
All
So
right.
basically, I was saying my thing. What I would like for more females to know in Sierra Leone or in Africa is that what a man can do, they can be able to do as well. So don't get me wrong. Obviously, I like a man that is a provider and stuff, but I also know that I can be able to provide for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
So
I
you
don't have to be completely dependent on a man
okay?
for
Okay.
my living.
Otto, Cabo.
Okay. Well, you said, I mean, the title is all black women in
Your
UK.
volume is very low. I can't hear you. Dinus, can you hear him?
I hear him fine. It's you, Lizzy. Something's wrong with your volume. It's you.
Okay.
Oh,
But go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead,
Okay.
Otto.
So the title is all black women in the UK should move to Africa. Well, I don't support that. Whether black women in the UK.
That's not what the title says.
So what does it say again? Let me check it out.
It says
It
should
didn't
more.
say they should.
It should more.
It
Okay,
was a
okay,
question. Should they?
okay. The question is, should they move to Africa,
Yeah,
whether it's from the UK or even from the United States. I don't
right.
really support that because we need to have population in all these good countries, like America or the UK. But it's okay if people want to
God
visit.
damn, define good country. Goodness.
Oh,
Define good country.
like okay, a good country would be, when you talk about the standard of living and the number of reasonable people in that country, I would say in America, they have a large percentage of those. I don't know much about the UK. So, so in comparison to a lot of countries in Africa, you can't even compare when it comes to standard of living. You want to talk about electricity. Do they have electricity in a lot of places in Africa? No. And also, when you talk about infrastructure in general, they don't have a lot of these things. So, but the point, but
But that's where we come in.
yeah, to stay on
It's
point.
a developing country, so we can always there is space for us to develop things that needs developing.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like me, I'm a Karo Jiri, I'm a Yoruba, so I know a lot about where I come from. We've been fighting for a good country for a very long time, but the situation is always the same. So if you as a diaspora you go to Africa, most of the time they end up not being able to achieve their goal. Like the system, because the system is so toxic. The system
No,
does.
that's not true. I know a lot of people that have come here and be very successful, actually.
Yeah, but you might know a lot of people. So if you know like 100 people, you know that about 9,000 people are not successful. You know, so
Where?
so when you say you know a lot of people that went back to Sierra Leone and they became successful, okay,
Yeah.
I can relate that to my country. There are some people that have gone there and they are successful, but then you look at a large percentage of people that are not successful, or even some people that have nurtured the idea of going back. But when they look at what is going on back home, they can't even attempt to go back because they know that the environment is very toxic. The environment is not conducive. There is
No,
no
but that's because they're not ready. They don't have the mindset to be back. They're not ready.
yeah, but I really
They're
know.
still holding on to the UK or the US. They're not ready, so they're not gonna make it.
No, human beings always like a place that is very convenient. You know,
Pardon?
human beings naturally we tend to like a place that is, conducive for, very conducive environment. So
Hold on, I'll be back. Yeah.
so now why would you leave a good place for a place where you can't even make any impact? That's the problem we're talking about. You can't you
You
want
can,
to
but no, no, no. You can make it impact, and in fact, I think it's easier. Me personally, I've made more of an impact on the continent than I did here in America, outside of sports. Or I would say this: I've made an impact building up somebody's here in America, building up someone else's corporation or business versus doing for myself in America.
yeah, but let's stay on point, which is should people move to Africa? So but the point is, there's a lot of land here. There's a lot of, people here, there are a lot of people here already. And all they have to do try to work together to create an economic that work for themselves within the country where they find themselves, whether in America or in the UK. And then the second part of it is now doing business across the continent, between whether the United States or the UK with people on the continent. So you can't just move everybody from one place all the way to Africa. There are a lot of benefits that can be derived here when it comes to science, technology, you can always find a way to partner with people that know about all these things. And then you can, transfer all this knowledge, whether from the UK or from America, to people in Africa. So you can't just abandon one place and just, uproot yourself and just move and mass to Africa. That's is not gonna work.
What are your thoughts on that, Lizzie?
Pardon?
I said, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're not saying everybody should move, but if you know you can create a change, you've got something that Africa needs, then move. Go and make that change in Africa because Africa needs it. How about you, Diners?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, but a lot of people make that mistake. They move. But a lot of places in Africa, they are still practicing a combination of Western system combined with monarchy. They don't really have a clear, there is no clarity about what kind of system they are running. People have to be, if you are in America here, we know what kind of system they are running here. Okay. So everybody plug into that system. It's a very straightforward system. But in Africa, you have to deal with some monarch, like some kings that feels like they own the land and the people. And you also have to deal with some politicians that are also, even though they are practicing Western system, but they're also like kings. They decide the future for everybody. The people themselves don't really have the input, to uh, um, be in charge of their destiny. So I mean, Africa has to be very serious about what kind of system they are operating, what kind of political system, economic system. We need to know. It has to be well defined. We can't just be mixing all kind of systems and confusing people all over the place. And then when you now bring people from outside that are used to a particular system, you bring them into this type of system. Use, of course, you have to deal with that system, and also in addition to culture, we need to really purify our minds in a side because it's full of impurities in general in most part of Africa.
But so how are you gonna learn if you don't try?
Try as in what do you mean? Can you qualify that a little bit?
Like, say for example, you're saying you don't encourage people to move back to Africa to start a business or start a new life. But if they don't move back and try starting a business or starting a new life, how are they going to learn, or how are they going to know that Africa is not for them?
No, they should move. But what I'm saying is sometimes it seems like the expectation is people should just move. But then we are not really some foundational issues that there all over Africa that needs to be resolved first. We should be spend. I'm not saying that we should stop everything we're doing and focus on solving foundational issues, but more effort should actually go into some of the foundational problems that are there in Africa. Whether we are talking about a
But who
lot.
is going to make that change? It's like, let's say, for example, you need to clean your house. Yeah, if you haven't cleaned your house or you haven't asked someone to clean your house, how is your house going to be cleaned?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You talk about cleaning the house, right? So people should, like people just want to move into the house. That's what I'm hearing all over the place. Just move, go and start business, build something in Africa. But what about cleaning the house first? You
No,
know,
I'm sure that's not what they mean. Like, you have to see the house first and then see if you want to be there, and then you clean it, right?
Yeah, but you can't just clean your old space. Mind you, you are living in a society. There are other people, all kinds of people. So we have to really let me give you an example. There are so many nations within Africa that are just mixed together. Sometimes nations are divided across two countries and they are speaking two different languages. Some are speaking French and some are speaking English when they are supposed to be in the same in the same country under one umbrella, speaking their native language. This is what I saw in Europe. I don't see that in Africa. You see people speaking either English or French. You have to fix all these fundamental problems that were created by the British.
But
And
I
hold
mean,
on, you don't see people speaking their local languages in Africa?
they
hey,
do, they do.
Okay,
oh,
I'm confused.
I'm confused. I'm confused, Ara, by your statement. What do you mean?
So what
I mean,
exactly?
Well,
the only country that I know of in Africa where it speaks there's an English and the French speaking part is Cameroon.
Okay, yeah, but I told you I'm a Karo Jiri, I'm a Yoruba, right? We
I'm
have
not
people,
sure too.
yeah, we have people in Benin Republic, they speak French, and we have people in Nigeria that speak English.
Okay,
Okay,
what's the
what's
point?
the
I mean,
problem
I
with
don't.
that?
What's the
okay, so
problem?
yeah, it's a big problem, right?
Why?
Because usually we should have all these people in one country speaking their language. So what's the affinity that Yorubas have with the Fulanese, for
I
example?
mean, you said speaking their language. What language should they speak? I mean, you have like 100 different tribes, more than that in Liberia, in Nigeria, present day Nigeria.
They are not tribes. That's the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ethnic groups. I'm sorry. Ethnic groups.
yeah, that's the mistake we are making. Like, okay, in
So yeah,
free,
okay. So you have 100 different ethnic groups, more than that in Nigeria. What language should they speak?
see, so usually there are some bigger groups. Some of those ones that are calling themselves smaller tribes, some of them don't even number up to 200,000, and they want to be like a tribe. That's not gonna work. On a good day, it were to be in the past. A bigger group could easily swallow them, through conquest, So what I'm saying is, I mean, like they have in Europe, where you have Sweden, a population of 9 million. They speak their language, they do everything. Same thing for Finland and so many other countries in Europe. We don't have a lot, we don't see that in Africa.
The question I'm asking: what language should they speak in Nigeria?
Nigeria is not even, it's just an artificial entity. So we need to really, clean up the house.
So I don't know. So what do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to happen? Like, I'm confused. I just asked you
Yeah.
which language should they speak in Nigeria. Yeah, first you went to we need to speak one language. Okay, which language should be the official language of
No,
Nigeria?
the
Now it's
clue.
like Nigeria is not is artificial. All of Africa is artificial if you want to go off that definition. So
Yeah, so I'm not saying there should be one language for Nigeria because Nigeria doesn't even shouldn't exist. So the country should be divided into several parts, and then each one in charge of its own destiny. Yorubas in Nigeria and in Benin Republic form one country and speak their Yoruba language. So the Igbos should speak their own language from their own country. The Hausas, another bigger group, should form their own country and speak whatever
But that's
language.
too much division, don't you think?
It's not a division because it will
What is
even,
it then?
I'm trying to relate to what you were saying, like cleaning the house before living in the house. So we should clean our house first in this way, okay? So that, I mean, if we are separate, we'll be able to cooperate better rather than, trying to step on each other's toes. That's what we have now in most part of Africa.
Who is trying to step on each other's toes?
Yeah, the Hausa Fulani are stepping on our toes. We
Diners.
as Yoruba,
What's happening?
yeah, they are doing that.
okay, this is Nigerian politics. This
Yeah.
is Nigeria is very unique versus other countries. So he's
Yeah.
speaking on
So is
Nigeria.
that why people shouldn't move back to Nigeria?
People should move back, but I'm saying that we should clean up the house, the foundation, so that
So who is going to clean it up?
yeah, we are already doing it. People are doing it, but it's not easy. Some of us are already doing that. We are already doing that. So, but then people just want to assume that we should just be like, one country. But anyway, the point is when you say people should just go and start doing business in Africa or create some kind of change, I'm telling you, there are some you.
That's not what we said. You misinterpreting us. That's not what we're saying.
So what are you saying?
Like, how are we gonna tell people to just go and then start a business? Like, if you've started a business before, you know that you have to do a business plan.
Yes.
And doing a business plan includes doing a business research.
Yeah.
So we're not telling anyone to go and then start a business or go find a job. You need to do your own research.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So but the question is, should a lot of people move? I mean, should people move to Africa? Should from the UK, which I believe is equally applicable to people in the US. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, when people move like that, there are a lot of challenges they are going to face when they go to those countries because we've
But
not.
that's the same though. That's the same as in moving to the UK or moving to America. You face new challenges.
Yeah, but
and then you have to overcome them.
Yeah, but you can't really compare. If we remove racism out
Why
of
can't you compare?
yeah, yeah, I'm coming to that. If we remove racism out of the equation in UK or America, they provide a lot of ways to make your life easy. For example,
That's because the people have made it that way, and that's what we're trying to achieve in Africa as well.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but there are some systemic issues, foundational issues in Africa that will make things to really work. That's what
Says who? Says who? It needs to start from somewhere.
Yeah, people are trying. I appreciate the effort a lot of people are putting into, making Africa great, doing business and all these things. But we have a lot of foundational issues that needs to be resolved first.
So how is it going to be resolved
Yeah,
if we don't find solutions to resolve them?
the solutions are already there. A lot of us
Where?
have already provided solutions. I've just mentioned one, division of, proper partitioning of Africa, as opposed to what the British and the Berlin Conference gave us. Okay.
See, if I Marco, I'm sorry for interjecting. Yeah, thanks for having me here, and I agree with Lizzy. By the way, you see, when you are talking about the solution is supposed to lead to solving a problem, isn't it? What you are preferring is the situation we're in that got us into the mess we are in today. You get that, don't you? So you are saying basically you want to form ethno nations. That didn't get us anywhere. It led us to where we are today.
How is it that it didn't get us? Do we even have we even got an opportunity to even try that?
We had that before Europeans came. Don't you get it? That's what led to enslavement. That's what led to colonization.
Yeah, but we are in the 21st century where things should be properly done.
Well, because when you do it now, it's going to make us less fragmented. You think fragmenting in the
I've,
day in the age of NATO
seen
is
you
going to
in
solve the problem?
I've seen you in many fora. It seems like you are a Benin guy, and you guys, you are so
But you need
scared.
to be logical.
You can't be on your own. On a good day, we
You
can
need to be logical. It's not about being on your whether we are afraid. It's not
have.
about being afraid. If you
I'm
are if you get to the wrong solution, you're
listen,
just wasting your this in your children's generations.
listen. I'm a computer scientist, so you can't be telling me something about logic. This is what I've been doing all my life,
But
so I
it's
know what
not logical. I just told
That
you
is so
we already had the
nice.
system. Tell me whether we didn't have the system before now.
Hey, to Niger, I'm representing Edo State right here, just for you,
Yeah,
right here,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right here.
We
Yeah,
are.
just for
They
you.
are very great people.
I, I
We
think.
had it when the white people came and took this do from Obaro when nobody see and led to the destruction. And they are talking about returning the
We don't
stolen
need all this.
masks from this in Edo State just this year, last year, and you are telling us that your solution is for us to go back to what led to that in the first place.
See,
Come on.
I think the problem with you smaller ethnic groups in Nigeria is that
Hey, come on now,
you're
stop,
on your
stop.
own.
We're not doing this. We're not doing the
The
tribalism
guy
stuff. Stop
is
it.
not logical. Is welded into an idea of ethno nationalism, and the reason why they do this is you have people that do that, and it makes them lose common sense.
Why,
Europeans, they
why,
fought each other like crazy,
why
and
you
they
smaller
decided that they were
why
see.
is it that you smaller ethnic groups like Edo and so on can don't want to be on your
So
own?
Obasanjo is smaller
Why
ethnic group.
Obasanjo is not
Buhari is smaller ethnic group
yeah you
because
are
they want one nation.
yeah you are all smaller ethnic groups and you are so scared. We
Oh
don't need
my
the
God.
land. We just want to be on
It's
our
not
own.
about being scared. Even the so-called ethnic group that you are talking about, they came together to found a bigger group for their own benefit. How can you not understand that?
Finland is just a population of 5 million people. They run their country. Similarly for Sweden. So what are you talking about
But
here? We have a
but but,
population of
but that
majority
is not.
that are
England is a collection of different groups of people that came together. As a matter of fact, they even had to co-opt Scotland into it to
but
accomplish greater goals.
that aside, forget about that. What I'm saying is to stay on point, they are saying, I mean, should people move from the UK to Africa, to create change or something like that?
You see the
Whether
shuffle now. You see the shuffle, but you know what? I accept your apology.
yeah,
You
let
see
me
the
fin- let me
shuffle.
let me
I accept your apology that you know you were wrong with what
Um,
you said.
let me finish. Let me round up. So, but what I'm saying is a lot of people are trying, putting a lot of effort, but they don't know that. But then they realize at some point, they realize that things are not really working the way it should be, or the pace of acceleration should be much faster. But they don't know that there are foundational issues that are causing.
Because you are the ones creating the problems. You are busy saying we should be going backward, fight the wars of yesterday, when you should be looking into the future. The world has moved on.
Dynast,
I'm so scared.
Yeah,
Dynast.
yeah. Hold on, African. Go ahead, African. Always go ahead.
Look, Lizzo, believe
Yeah,
me,
hi.
Lizzy, you're amazing because you listened to this guy for a heck of a long time and show patience. Look, this guy says he's a computer scientist. I am a data scientist, 35 years in the business. I work on Wall Street. You can't quote data. Africans always do that. They try to pull rank when somebody asks them a question and they want to answer it. Bottom line is this: what Lizzy is saying is, and it's very simple because you like to hear yourself talk seriously, and I don't like to do this when I'm talking to people.
Can you
But
just
you
go
leave me, you leave me very up. Hold on,
say,
you leave me a few options.
stop it?
I am going to say this, and then I'm going to get off because the bottom line is this: that if everyone sits on their asses and do nothing or don't try, then we'll be back here next year complaining.
Mhm.
Listen, I am an immigrant just
True.
like you, right? I spent 30 years in Wall Street. Okay. I see data inside out. The bottom line is Africa can benefit from a lot of my experience and I'm going to put that into work for Africa. Now, will it solve the problem day one? No. But you know something? If everybody keeps sitting down and saying, you know what? Part of the big problem is that many immigrants come from rural areas. When they come, so they might spend a year or two in Lagos and then they come to the United States. So their memory and their experience of where they come from is not the best.
That is so true.
You are not
That is
telling
so
me.
True.
true.
I'm
I think
listen.
I
Let me
was
just finish.
born and bred in Eco. I grew up in Eco.
I said many immigrants. Are you many immigrants? I said many immigrants. Lizzie, what you gonna say? You were gonna say something.
no, that's so true because that's the thing with me as well. When I was living in Sierra Leone before I left for the UK, I wasn't struggling. You know, I had everything. I had a good life. I went to a private school. I ate 3 times a day. Life was good, you know. So when I moved to the UK, I wasn't like, oh my God, heaven.
Precisely, and that is
Yeah. So to
and
me, for all
mhm.
I know, Sierra Leone is not a bad place.
That is, and if
I
you
don't know
okay,
much
and
about
if you
But
Leone.
this
ask
will not
most
be the same
immigrants,
for everyone
I
else
don't know
because
that's
much
somebody.
absolutely
about Leone, but what I'm
that's
saying,
absolutely the point I'm making. Because like you, I would
Yeah.
say I grew up affluent. By the time I was 18, I had a pilot license, so I grew up
it's not
very,
about
very affluent.
asking. Keep to the
My
point.
point
It's
is,
not about saying that.
when I hear my fellow country people speak, they speak from their experience, which I understand because not everybody had a silver spoon in their mouth. Bottom line, though, is
Just
to summarize what I'm saying.
you don't
If
know
no one,
how much I'm
if
worth.
no one takes
You can't
the,
just be saying anything. You might have spent 30 years in whatever. I
the
witnessed
bottom line is
a lot of
Hey,
the bottom line is
let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish. African always. Go ahead. Let him finish. Go ahead.
yeah.
African.
I'm gonna finish this and jump off, and then I'll give you a call separately. Bottom line is this: um, if everyone waits for the perfect opportunity, nothing is going to happen. Now, is it going to be a better roses if you go back to Africa or you go
African
back
hour.
to your country?
African hour. There's no such, and that's the thing. There's no. It's a catch-22 because there's no such thing as a
Exactly.
perfect
So
opportunity.
right. So you have to. So for those who, Aro, all I'm going to say to you is, do not discourage those who are thinking of doing it. My
I
mom used to say,
Yeah.
if you don't have a positive thing to say, don't say anything, because you're obviously not ready to do it, and that's okay.
no,
You can stay in America, and you can stay in UK, and you can stay in wherever you stay.
Do you
That's
know how
okay.
many jobs
But don't
go backwards?
discourage
Do you
the
know
other
how
people
many
who
jobs
are
are
attempting to do it.
programmers
That's
back?
all I'm going to say. Dennis, thank you so much
Yeah.
for your channel.
Do
Thank
you
you.
know how many
I
jobs
appreciate it,
are
bro.
created
So,
for
with
software
that being
developers back
said,
home?
I totally understand that some people that didn't have a privileged life before they left Sierra Leone or Nigeria and then moved to the UK or America might find it difficult to move back because they're just going to think about how their life was before they left. So it's just going to be really hard for them to make a decision and be like, oh my God, I want to
You
move
see, that's
back.
what we are
They,
saying about Africans. Every time it's always about class, it's always about, I'm glad, okay, fine. I came from a very poor background, but today I'm not poor.
Oh, well, you just did a whole dissertation on why we need to separate by ethnicity.
No. What I'm saying is not about separating, but I'm trying to give you like a lot of people wants to do their best for Africa. But my point still remains that at the end of the day, they realize that they've tried and tried, but the pace of acceleration of development is not what it should be. Okay. So, but they don't know that there are foundational issues that
but
are
that's life though. People try and then they fail. People try and then they win. But that shouldn't stop other people from trying.
no, but what we are saying is there are foundational issues in Africa that you won't find in other places, maybe like Japan or Europe, that will prevent the pace of acceleration to be quicker. So you have to look at those foundational issues and
Okay,
solve.
so then the
Okay, can I
problem
ask
is
you a
that
question?
okay, go ahead.
Um, say the president of Sierra Leone used to live in the UK,
Right.
right? So how did they come from the UK and then become a president in Sierra Leone?
He
So
went
if he
back.
didn't make the move to come back to Sierra Leone, would
Right.
he have become a president in the UK?
No, he lived in the U.S. too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
See,
if
he
he
would
didn't make the move, would
exactly.
that have happened for him?
no.
And the thing is, when he talks about foundational issue, he's arriving at the wrong diagnosis. When he talks about issues, the issues is not because we are ethnically in one, they are diverse in one country. After all, the Somalians are basically homogeneous, and they fought one of the longest civil wars. The issue is that the black countries in Africa have foundational structural issues in terms of the institutions that they've created. Their military is weak, the law enforcement as police is weak, the legal system is weak. Those, if you don't have law and order, nobody will feel safe in that country. If you don't have law that businesses need to operate, they will not they will not have a stable environment to be able to operate. So all these things lead to better environment for people to operate. If you look at Eritrea right now, they are the only country that have a solid number of some of these things I just described in terms of security and this in law enforcement. They have one of the highest literacy rates in in Africa. They have more stability in this thing in Africa. North African countries, to let you know that this is very clear, North African countries don't have that problem. North African countries have high level of security and high level of readiness for anything. But black countries specifically, that is the real structural issue.
He talks about North African countries as if those people are not speaking one language in Arabic. So, do we have that in most places in Africa? Many of you,
The
I
language is not
just
the issue,
mentioned
man.
Somalia to you, that is homogeneous,
Hold on,
and they
but,
fought
but,
one
but,
of
but
the
hold on,
longest civil war.
hold on, but to Niger, okay, Kenya, Swahili, Tanzania, Swahili, Uganda, Swahili,
Yeah.
um,
Parts
Ghana,
of Burundi.
Swahili, Burundi, Swahili. Uh, what else? I mean, the majority of these countries speak. I mean, Nigeria is the only country where, I mean, because of just the number of tribes, where you have, there's not really an official language, but the majority of these countries have
Dennis,
an official language.
I'm going to quote a stat for you real quick
Uh,
because a
Here's
stat.
another one. Here's another one. Mali, Bambara, Senegal, Wolof, Gambia, Wolof. So,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? But go ahead, Colin. I mean,
Yeah.
Alex.
The bottom line is this. Some stats. In the United States, some 30,000 people die of gun violence every year. Whether it's suicide, you know,
I need to put on the AC.
whatever else you want to call it. Take that and divide it by the population of the United States. That's roughly 330 million. That's a heck of a lot of people. Now, take the violence in Nigeria. If you were to do it as a proportion, it would be almost nothing in the United States. In other words, it would be if the same level of violence was occurring in Nigeria that was happening in the United States, not only would they tell you not to go there, they would scream so loud. Everything is about perspective. When you look, the gentleman Aro keeps saying he's a data scientist. So let's use data. If you take 30,000 or 40,000, whatever number you want to use, let's even be generous. Let's say 10,000 and divide that by 330 million. Nigeria has roughly 209 million people. There is nowhere near the violence that the United States experience every year. In other words, you stand a much better chance of dying in the United States, 10 times better
Yes.
risk. But you know what the difference is? The difference is you have Hollywood that says it's nice. You've got you have all the media that says it's nice, and they counteract.
Sanitization. They
Absolutely,
sanitize it.
they absolutely they counter that. So
I think the
at the
problem,
end of the day, it's about data. You said it. It's about data. The
problem
bottom
with
line is
all
Nigeria can
I-
grow and
when
it
we
will grow,
when we
but you
say
have to take a risk.
as Yoruba,
Anything else?
scared. That's the biggest problem. You are always scared. When we as Yoruba say we are leaving your country, created by the British, you are always scared. Why? Why are you so scared of,
Nobody
Look,
is scared. People have to be
nobody's
smart. There's no
yeah,
point
he
of
keeps saying
being
scared. He's
silly. It's
scared.
not about being
He's
silly.
projecting, man. He's projecting. He is scared. And so he's projecting. I've heard, listen, that's called projected, my friend. No one else is scared. I'm just telling you, the stats,
yes, and
the
look at
stats
what
don't
you
back
have.
you up. The
All
stats
you
don't
have
back
is
you up, guy. The stats don't back you up. If you, like I said, you stand a much greater chance of being killed in New York City than you are in Lagos. Just a sheer number. I'm telling you. Just look at the numbers, right? Look at the numbers.
I'm
All you
sure
have to do is look at the numbers.
Nigeria and African always.
But
You are
when
from a
when
similar-
we Africans talk about Africa,
always scared when
we beat each other up.
your
But what we fail to realize is
Berlin
that
created country.
you're projecting though, because you're projecting. Because I just gave you stats.
I lived in Europe and in the United States. So
I don't care where you live, my friend. I've been all over the place myself.
Listen, we as Yorubas, we are like 50 million people. Okay. Benin
you are technically 30-something million people in Nigeria. Let's
look,
be
man,
factual here.
look. In Nigeria and Benin Republic. So just hold on right there.
Is that your claim to hold on? Is that your
Benin
claim to
Republic
fame?
is not even up to 10 million. So
look.
Scared. How much is your population? Maybe you are just
Lizzy.
You are so scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to take over your conversation. All I can say is my hat's off to you because you have patience to listen to this guy, because he's the typical African who
is not a typical
because of their background, and I'm projecting here straight onto you because I sat here and I listened to you a long time, and I watched Lizzy listen to you, and let me tell you something. She is super patient. She's super understanding, and my hat's off to you, Lizzy, because this guy is projecting his insecurity on your conversation.
Okay,
he's projecting his insecurity. I just gave him some stats.
You are insecure because
right? I just gave him some stats, and at the end of the time, he's focused on ethnic groups. The bottom line is this: if someone is looking to go to Africa, this is what I say to people: don't be dream killers. If someone is saying, look, I'm thinking of going to Africa, don't discourage them. You can say to them, hey, pay attention, look around, prepare yourself, but don't discourage them. And the same thing if somebody's going to start a business, the same thing, because there are professional people who will tell you, professional people who, dream killers, that's what I'm talking about, who will find a fault. The bottom line is Africa has lots of problems, but so did South Korea. After the war, it was a disaster, complete disaster. You might be too young to know that, but it's a complete disaster. There is a model and a method. The people themselves, you know who built Korea? Americans. But you know where the money came from? A lot of expat Koreans. Do you know that China, what you see today, the big giant-sized China you see today, that a significant start of this wealth that you see today was Chinese expats who bring money back. And then the West chased in looking after markets because they said, look, there's 1 billion people, there's a market. If you discourage people who have the skill, and there is about roughly $2-3 trillion worth of knowledge skill in the diaspora, if you discourage those people from going back home, what you are in fact doing is you are taking the timeline for Africa to come out of where it is and extend it 40 years. In fact, you sound like those people who say Agenda 2063. You tell a little 14-year-old or a 20-year-old he should wait until 2063 before he gets some salvation, and he'll say to you, that will never come in my lifetime, and I don't care about it. And that is
the issue with this whole 2063 thing. Once Africa's completely developed and built, they're going to be now the next plan is too expensive. I can't afford anything. Like here in America,
exactly. Look, bottom line is, as Lizzy, this is your conversation. Continue back with your conversation. I kind of jumped in because what's his name was kind of just taking this off to I don't know where he was taking it, but he was taking it someplace.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if you want to come to Africa, come and experience it for yourself. You don't have to be listening to people telling you it's very hard to live in Africa. That's not true. Because if you have the determination to make it, if you have the right mindset is very important for you to have that. You are going to make it in Africa or in any other place in the world.
It's true. You see, one of the things I look at is if you are in the West, let's say you come to the West and you don't have any like ties to the, that keeps you here, and you have residency or citizenship, there's really no reason why you shouldn't be able to return to Africa, because it's not like you still don't have access, let's say for healthcare reasons or for other reasons, if you are worried about the continent. And then you can go back to Africa, contribute your skills, invest in the on the continent. Besides, even if the topic is for women to go back to the
You
continent,
can
the
even link the
men.
two, you can link.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can be able to do business between Sierra Leone and the UK, for example, or the
Exactly.
US. It doesn't
Perfect.
stop here.
Yeah, you can do. And what we see, for me to let me just
But
address
it's not a
what
bad
this guy is
idea
doing.
to try at the same
Mm,
time.
that's what I'm doing. What is quite
Yeah.
humiliating about what Infamimi Co is doing is that women are talking about going back to the continent. A man is talking about, what? Let me keep living on in the continent another man built. Another woman's husband has fixed that place, and you want to stay there, and you don't want
It
to
likes to be
encourage the ones. Yeah,
comfortable.
yeah. You don't want to
Yeah.
encourage the ones that are the builders. People built that place. People bled to build that country that you're hiding in. So one has to learn to use one tongue to count the number of teeth in your mouth. You have to learn to be humble, and if not be ashamed, because you are a man. Other people build these countries, and another woman is telling you that, come back to your homeland and build, and you're complaining, 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 finding problems for every solution, other than your own solution that is literally asking us to go back 300 years. How is that a solution? You should be brave, because in this world you have one go at it, and you might as well, if you go and die in a home in the UK or in America, because that's what's going to happen. You live your life, maybe you send some this thing and this funds home, and then you get old, they sell some of your properties and they put you in a home, and maybe you die there, or if you're lucky you die you retire on the continent. So you have to be brave, men. That is your real job. If a woman is telling you this and you are kicking against it, man, you need to ask yourself where your interests lie, whether you have really learned the value of what you actually represent.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the
Hi, you guys.
problem with most Africans. Like we don't want to build, we just want to eat. It's like they don't want to cook the food, but they
Yeah.
want to eat the food all the time. And I'm just encouraging Africans in the diaspora to come back home to help build Africa the way you want it to be.
They need to wake up to the
We
fact
have
that
to build. That's the only solution.
our inheritance is not for us to just sit down and let the world fix our problems. Our inheritance is to toil and work our way out of this mess we found ourselves in. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. And when our men sit there, and I don't understand it really. I really, because if you see Europeans, these people, even till today, they are paranoid. Look at Russia, what they are doing now. They are willing to spill blood, not because they have been invaded. They are willing to spill blood for it. Our people, we always think, oh no, 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 let somehow some other person come and fix it for us. Then we just go and lie down and outsource our survival to other groups. That is crazy.
Laziness.
I'm
Laziness.
telling you, I think our men have lost something. They've lost the
Mhm.
sense of pride. They
Yeah.
and somebody needs to be reminded them, and I'm beginning to get the fact that maybe they need to be reminded how other people do it. There are other people in the
So you see,
world.
that's the difference between men in Africa to men in the diaspora. Like men
Mm.
in Africa already have that mindset that, we have to build, we have to do this. You see them being lawyers, doctors, like owning successful businesses because this is what they've got and they're making use of it.
But the problem is that even them on the ground in Africa, all they talk about constantly is about civil life. They don't understand the fundamentals of nationhood, and that is very concerning. The vast majority of men on the continent see nationhood as a nation you have while others help you maintain order. That's non-Africans may help you maintain
So can
order.
I come in?
Go ahead.
Yes, so exactly
Yeah.
that's what we need. Because if you know this, yeah, it will be of great help for you to communicate it with your people,
Yeah, I am doing it, and
because maybe they don't know. So if they don't know something, how are they going to implement it?
Part of the problem is that politicians aren't necessarily the smartest people, the smartest bunch. But even in the West, they're not the smartest bunch. But in the West, they have something that you don't see typically in Africa, and that is they have advisors around them. So if something is going to happen, the president, for example, in the United States, would get briefings from people who are experts in the field. It's not that he's a genius; he doesn't know much, but he surrounds himself with expertise and knowledge. You don't see that as often in Africa, which would help because there are a lot of people with very good knowledge that could help. But you're absolutely right. Those of us who happen to be in the West, who came, who can certainly go back and contribute in
Yeah.
a big
And
way
you know
because
what I learned
Mhm,
last week?
mhm.
That most of us in the diaspora can be really judgmental towards people here, because sometimes they genuinely don't know. It's like I
I
was
Yes,
have to
telling someone
interject
about
though.
YouTube and they were really confused, like, what's YouTube?
people.
Go
mm,
But
Hold on,
ahead.
then
we go ahead.
with my mentality,
Hello, you
pardon?
people.
Hold on,
Yeah, go
Mika.
ahead.
Go ahead,
Mika,
Mika.
let Lizzie finish and then go ahead. Well, pass it to you, Mika. Go ahead, Lizzie.
Yeah, so
Okay.
with what I know, I was thinking like, oh my God, you don't know what YouTube is? But then again, I was like, okay, they don't really do a lot of internet here. They prefer socializing with each other in real life. So that's kind of understandable. So I told the person that this is YouTube. You can go on your phone, you can download the app. So it's about educating people, sharing your knowledge, what you've already learned. Just share it with people,
All
and
right,
the
go ahead.
place will be a better place.
Go ahead, Mika.
Yeah. Yeah. The situation in Africa is very complex. We all come from different social and economic backgrounds. So I used to live in Australia for 10 years from the time I was 17, and I came back when I was 27. And it can be very, very hard. And as you know, living in the diaspora, there's a way that it radicalizes you because for the first time you're grappling with this, what does it mean, this newfound black identity, which in Africa we put tribe and ethnicity first, and that itself can be a culture shock, right? And then you come back to Africa and you find that people are still in that mindset and you don't fit in anymore. So for me, I've kind of been struggling more on a social, adjusting psychologically and so on. I've been here for 7 years. So if you're coming back, definitely come back with a plan as far as economically. Are you going to start a business? Are you going to work? Because it's not going to be the same lifestyle that you lived wherever you were at. And I'm all for people coming back if you can. Like if we had more of us, like even in Zambia, as you know, the situation with the Chinese people and so on. If there was more people like me with the same mindset, I think would be doing stuff. But a lot of times, like I feel like I'm a lone voice, for example. So many times the government has intimidated me, thrown me in jail, for protesting when they're doing these shoddy deals with Chinese nationals. And there's just no support because the mindset in Africa at the moment is just to survive. They don't think about Western imperialism. They don't think about racism. They don't think about white supremacy because that's the boogeyman that we don't see. Our enemies are usually the people that we deal with on a day to day. They're usually the black elites, the African oligarchs. Those are the people that we feel we're fighting. So we can't relate to this white supremacy thing, but it's really real. At the end of the day, if we look at the bigger context that we're in, is our being screwed over by the West, by the East, by whoever can get their hands on our raw materials and our commodities. So as Africans, definitely there has to be a comeback. You people need to come back because we can't just be alone out here like fighting the ground wars and everything. People in the village are concerned about survival. They're not trying to, yeah. So there's a different mindset. Of course, I've been going back and forth with Tariq on Twitter because it's spewing out all this stuff. You Africans are just scared, you're just weak, and so on. It's different dynamics. It's different what programs socially. It's different. So it's just about coming together, and I think building that understanding. I hate it when these misconceptions are going round and round. Yeah. So I don't want to stay in your chat too much. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. So if you're coming back, be organized, be prepared. So if you're coming back, be organized, be prepared. it's going to be hard. You're gonna need a support group. You're gonna need a therapist because they're shocked. Sometimes I go to the restaurant and I find that a Chinese person goes to buy food and they're served before me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, go back to the back of that. Then the police are far from me. This, so this illusion that is a fairy tale land in Africa is just not. It's not real. On the ground is pretty much a second war here. So yeah,
Um,
that's
I, I,
Hey, well,
I
Nigel, let's do. We're gonna go ahead and close out.
Okay.
So, Nigel, go ahead and say what you have to say, and then we'll pass it back to Lizzy, and we'll let Lizzy close out. Go ahead, Nigel.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
done.
Um,
Like you can say what
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to say. Like
yeah.
yeah, I'm
As
done.
I was saying, that on the continent, it's very clear for me anyway. It has become clear for me that our biggest problem is that we don't have enough stability on the continent, and that lack of stability affects decision making. Your leaders are not going to make very good decisions when they fear that there's going to be a coup, or whether there's going to be an upheaval that they cannot foresee, or the government is going to be removed somehow. And this is why we have to build on stability. And to build on stability, you need a level of security. We need to change our total overhaul our security posture. Sorry, there's feedback coming through.
Let me mute myself.
Yeah, we have to overhaul our security posture completely, and put ourselves on a standard footing, not even an enhanced footing, on a standard footing, on par with the rest of the world. On average, we have 5 times less this thing manned, and we are surprised our continent is unstable. Our nations are weak. That is at the heart of it. Our nations are weak, and for some reason, our leaders have not changed that. They don't feel that the people can defend themselves. They don't feel like they need to use the
But the
people.
thing is that our leaders can't change what they don't know.
Exactly.
But I find it hard to believe they don't understand that. You know what?
No,
Like
sometimes they really don't
Philippines.
know.
Philippines can have so and so numbers. The reason why I say is because most
Bear
of
in
our military
mind, like
officials
most
train
of the
overseas.
leaders,
Most of them train
yeah, so
overseas.
uh-huh.
They may have traded overseas, but
So
what?
traveling overseas and living overseas is two different things, you know?
I found out this information last year. I was
Mhm.
just checking. Okay, this military. Okay, check Algeria military. Check Nigerian military, and I was shocked with that's the United. That is almost like uniform from sub-Saharan Africa. You go down. Only 2 territories have a standard level of military readiness. The rest are totally. Look at. Okay, let me give you one clear-cut example. Look at Mali, 20 million people. They've got about 20,000 military personnel. Algeria, they share a border with Algeria, and right next to them has almost 700,000.
but
What
but
is the difference there?
yeah, but
Black and white.
no, but the big difference is so a military like any kind of police type force, military police, you need the economic base to be able to support that, and that is so it's even though I mean if you look at the per capita income in Algeria versus Mali, there's a massive difference.
The reason
So
why they have it is because they had security in the first place. If you don't have it, your leaders will make poor decisions. You have instability. Nobody will come to invest. The diaspora will run. The people in the country will run over to the west to go and donate. We see the logic is if you secure your property, you are more likely to acquire this wealth. But we do it every day. We lock our doors when we go to work, don't we? We lock our windows. On the continent, we put iron bars on our doors, on our windows, everything. But we don't seem to realize that your
there is
nation
a
needs it too.
yeah, there's a correlation between the two, but um when you look at the history of Mali versus the history of Algeria, there's a massive difference. There are lots of other explanations why it's the. I agree with you that you need security because at the end of the day, if you don't have security, you don't really have anything. But there are some extenuating circumstances. But I agree with you that fundamentally they have to do better. But the economists, the people who run Africa, That is the people who are there. Many of them, even though they have gone to the West, they receive a certain special type of training that is not really conducive for Africa necessarily. And as Lizzy said, you cannot give people what you don't have, right? And for those, this is why I'm saying to you that in the diaspora, there is over 2 trillion, as in 2 trillion US dollars worth of knowledge that we are walking around with. Don't know how to
Do you
deploy
see
it,
what somebody in
don't
the
know how to
chat is
use it.
saying? You see, this is the problem. Somebody in the chat is saying that Nigeria has this inbuilt in military. Nigeria has got 220,000 soldiers for a country of 200 million. Algeria is 43 million, and they've got 700,000.
Nigeria
That
has
is what I'm
the
talking about.
military. Nigeria has the
200,
military that the British left them.
220,000.
What can I
Nigeria
say
220,000.
has the military
something?
that the British left them. They haven't really improved it. They've just kind of maintained it at best. So its readiness and
Diners.
its purpose.
Well, so you go ahead, Lizzy.
Yeah. My battery is low, so I'm going to
Okay,
go. Can
go
I
ahead
say
and
one more
close out.
thing?
Close
Yeah, I was
out.
supposed to be closing out. Sorry about that.
Okay,
Lizzy,
so
go ahead.
okay. I just want to encourage us to stop being apart from each other. For Africa to develop and see it the way we want, we have to come together as people and develop Africa. So that's it, guys.
Okay. And Lizzy,
See
how can
ya.
people
Very good
Bye.
message.
Lizzy, how can people reach you? Like your social media and your YouTube page?
Lizzy Lozo, just my name at Lizzy Lozo, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on my website.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Leave